Okay, we are on air now. So welcome everyone. Today in
Thank
English.
you very much.
Good morning.
Welcome everyone. Roadmap 2021. Today in English because I have English-speaking guests from huge international but still European company. I mean SAP. We have here Thomas Duschek, or Thomas Duschek. I started calling you Tomasz. It's crazy, Thomas. Thomas Duschek, the CEO, the general manager of SAP in Poland, and Tomasz Niebylski, the Presales Director, the smartest head in SAP in Poland. So welcome, guys.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, so before we start, if you don't mind, today it's 16th of February. So it's the birthday of my biggest friend, Krzysztof Frydrychowicz, one of the two leaders of CIONET in Poland. So can we please share best wishes to him? Or I don't want to sing the song, but...
No, of course. I mean, Krzysztof, happy birthday. We all here wish you were here. We wish you, wherever you are, a wonderful birthday, a lot of health, a lot of happiness, and good collaboration going forward. Enjoy your day. Celebrate in style.
Okay, so now the audience can put the wishes on the chat, and we come back to our chat. Yes.
Exactly.
So we have today the leaders of the Polish office of very interesting company. One of the leaders in ERP arena, let's say. That is important and interesting because, guys, you are in the middle of digital transformation of the companies. You are not like a supplier of boxes, management software, or I don't know, site solutions. You are in the heart of what companies do. And Thomas, you joined last year. It was August.
I officially joined in May. And I traveled and moved to Warsaw then a couple of weeks later because the borders were closed at that time. So it was about a year ago now.
So Thomas, what did you find in Poland? What was the market of 2020?
Oh, wow. Yeah, 2020. I would say 2020 was full of changes, not only for me personally, but also professionally. And we saw that a lot of the industries here in Poland were actually heavily disrupted, either by the pandemic, by the lockdown, or by the ongoing restrictions. And, for example, we saw that retail chains had to close their brick and mortar stores. We saw manufacturing customers had their global supply chains disrupted because the borders were closed. Or financial services companies were suddenly dealing with more tech-savvy consumers, and their customers were starting to avoid face-to-face interactions, and they needed, the banking, the insurance customers needed to think about how do they reach out to their consumers and to understand how their decision-making and their buying behaviors are suddenly impacted. So I would say, 2020 was full of change, and also there were a number of new realities. And one of the realities and one of the observations we could make is that those companies who were further down the road of digital transformation were now, I would say, better passing the test of time of the pandemic. And some other new realities we saw is that companies and customers have approached us, and the boards have asked for smaller projects. They have asked for a faster return on investment, of shifting capex investments into opex in order, for example, to purchase machinery, in order to build up a higher working capital base to buffer the supply chain realities now. So, we are really seeing that many things have changed, and it has really been a very dynamic year, I would say, for all of us.
Yeah, from the perspective of CIONET, I have to confirm it was crazy year of reaction to the pandemic, but it was also what we used to say in CIONET. It was the year of the cloud. As you know, we had lots of events that and interactions between CIOs. We ended with the Cloud Connect at the beginning of February. You were also the part of it. And we hear a lot about SAP activities in cloud sphere. A lot of announcements of your cooperation with Google, Microsoft, and so you became one of the say most energetic ones in this in the discussion. Tomek, maybe you can elaborate about it. You see the products. What happened to the portfolio of SAP last year?
You know, we changed our portfolio for years just to be, let's say, cloud ready. And of course, you know, on one hand, we are building our, let's say, software as a service offering and extending it just, you know, to other additional areas. But on the other hand, you know, we have also, let's say, big legacy. You know, we are a software producer for 50 years. So it's not only just a software as such, but a huge knowledge inside. Now, this is just some best practices. And we would like just to offer this best practices, something we did for last years and working with the biggest companies in the world, just to make it available for the market. Yeah? So we will elaborate a bit later during today's interview about our Rise with SAP program, which is actually exactly the idea, how to make something we developed for years. And we have this knowledge about now how to make it available for the customers, regardless their size, complexity, you know, pace for innovation adoption, and so on. Yeah, so I think our portfolio is extending, you know, hugely, you know, in an area of the cloud, and this is our, let's say, the one major direction. We want to be the cloud company, and we just do everything just to do so.
Okay, so in 2020 you introduced a number of cloud initiatives. That's what I heard about SAP. It was not only the fact that you are sponsoring Bayern Munich and Hoffenheim, and so it was more about cloud.
Yeah, we were also focusing on innovations, absolutely, right. And you know, if we also look back at 2020 regarding SAP Polska, then I can really say that I'm absolutely proud of what the team did. You know, we started the year with a little bit of challenges in our organizational setup. So, you know, when I came, the focus was really clear. It was about bringing stability, and most of all, it was about focusing our organization on our customers, because they were increasingly approaching us in order to understand, you know, what do the impacts of the pandemic mean to them? What are, you know, also the benefits and the opportunities here, and how can they better react to the new realities? And we always have seen that during boom years, and we've had a number of boom years now, we see a high demand for, I always say, you know, incremental innovations on the edges of a company. But it is really in times of crisis like we have, you know, last year, this year, 2007, 2008, or maybe even going back to 2001 and 2, that the customers are really requiring a fundamental shift in how they approach IT. And it's really a fundamental shift in how they reimagine their business processes. So this really was something that you know, we were involved in quite heavily. And we saw two areas. We saw the area of our digital supply chain portfolio with warehouse management, transportation management, supply chain planning being extensively demanded, and also the area of customer experience, because our customers were now moving more into the area of online commerce, enabling their salespeople to reach out to their customers or consumers in a more digital way. So, you know, with this trend of building up the customers moving their ERP workloads into the cloud in order to become more agile, the demand for supply chain and customer experience solutions, we were quite happy that we had the strongest finish, the strongest Q4 in the history of SAP in the last 25 years here in Poland. So, you know, I'm very proud of that. I'm very, you know, thankful to our partners and to our customers. But I think the real job is now ahead of us, and to ensure that not only a few, but all of our customers enjoy, the benefits of the Rise with SAP offering that we have announced 2 weeks ago.
In a minute, we will touch the newest program of SAP, because that's something extremely interesting. But I would like to, the last comment on maybe from CIONET perspective, when we speak to 500 CIOs, we see a lot of digital transformation over the last few years. And we hear about customers, because I never made the statistics, but probably 40% of Polish CIOs utilize in a way this SAP platform, or maybe more. Let's do the research one day. But when reading, for example, when reading the article or interview with our president of advisory board, to Adam Marciniak, a few days ago, when you analyze the text, you can see only few vendors in the text mentioned. So it's Microsoft because of the cloud and Office 365. There are Google. Google is mentioned as the platform for some of the initiatives, but then suddenly SAP is mentioned with its module of soft HR. So that's the example. But Tomek, you told me that you are generally proud of Amica project last year. What was it?
No, let me let's comment, let's say, the PKOBP, because I think it's also just a great example of this going to the cloud with the pandemic times. Don't forget about our workforce. We are talking about, let's say, the supply chain, we are talking about the customer experience, but on the other hand, behind all of that, there are people who are just working the companies in a more uncomfortable situation right now, because they are working mostly from home, they are isolated, they don't have a contact with. You need to somehow, let's say, people, let's say, motivated and re-engaged. And something what we help also customers is just to cover this area. So PKBP just finished a project of, let's say, you call it soft HR, we call it rather talent management portfolio for managing their workforce. And they finished the project in the second wave of lockdown, where everything was done remotely. And it was not a small project. I would rather say it was a huge project for 30,000 employees. And it was done everything remotely. Imagine that. So coming back to Amica, this is another excellent example. Probably only few knows that Amica is one of the first SAP customers in Poland. We signed the first contract in 1995, so 26 years ago, actually. And on the anniversary of this contract in 2025, we just take another milestone with this customer. So we were working with Amica for more than 1 year on so-called this project. They called it Amica 4.0, which is also known as a, let's say, digital transformation program for this company. This was purely business project. They invited us to help them to redesign processes in production, in service, in sales, in back office, in planning. So we're just working together with the customer, the business of this customer. We try to understand where they are, where they would like just to be in a while, in some years. We redesign the processes with them. As a result, we develop a kind of like a high-level architecture, system architecture supporting this transformation. And last but not least, we just fill it with the concrete solutions. Yeah, so no other way around. We didn't start about discussion about this or that solution. We started to discuss about, let's say, the future business. And after 1 year of very close collaboration, we just made it. And so it was a really great example of some collaboration on the business level, because right now we are not talking about technology, we are not talking about solutions, we are talking about some outcomes. And this company was highly interested in outcomes, not in the technology which is behind.
Yeah, but it's also the result of the fact that I mentioned at the beginning, that being SAP and the producer of the huge core components of the IT architecture, let's call it like that, you are in the heart of the business of the company. So I believe it's not something new, but you as SAP are now more capable to drive digital transformation. That's what you mean?
Yes, absolutely. No, this is on one hand a big privilege we have, on the other hand, a big responsibility. Yeah, because the core customer processes, critical processes are just, relying on what we will do and how we just do it with the customer. Yeah? So it is just on both sides. We are really, happy with that we can just work with the customers at such a level. We are proud of that. On the other hand, we need to be really cautious and really to take it seriously, because we are not talking something which is auxiliary to the customer business. This is actually in their heart.
And this frames the right context for Rise with SAP, and this is a kind of segue into that discussion, because as we now see that more and more customers, because of the crisis, are now thinking about transforming, not only what they do right now to make it faster, but to actually do completely new things. They are asking us, and they are asking the SAP ecosystem for support, and at the same time, they want to be more agile. They want to offload some of the on-premise workload into the cloud. So this is the reality we are in at the moment, and this is why SAP has announced 2 weeks ago the Rise with SAP offering. It's a very, I would say, very loud terminology, and it's about we call it business transformation as a service. Now, let me quickly explain what business transformation as a service means. We all know the terms infrastructure as a service. We all know software as a service, but this is really not addressing the business needs of our customers when they think about how do they become an intelligent enterprise. So, with our Rise with SAP, we are really answering this question of how our customers can become an intelligent enterprise and how they can go to the cloud. So what we are doing, and what we've announced 2 weeks ago, is a commercial offering. It's a commercial offering consisting of business process intelligence, all the tools and all the processes and services they need to better understand, how are their processes working right now? Where's the potential in order to build a good business case going forward? But also, our new S/4HANA or cloud ERP solution. But also, and this is for the first time and totally new, a whole infrastructure as a service component as well. And the customers can choose, which kind of hyperscaler they want to deploy this on. So Rise with SAP is one commercial offering, incorporates the business process intelligence, our core applications, as well as the infrastructure solution in one contract with one price, and flexible going forward, in order to support them to become an intelligent enterprise, in order to support them to become more agile.
I like the term Rise with SAP because it's not grow with SAP. It was boring. Now it's really...
It's rise above.
I love the term.
Yeah. Rise above where you are right now. And it's really about, understanding, and it is an offering, and it's the first offering of SAP which actually targets every single one of not only our existing customers, so, ECC customers, prior ERP versions, or ECC customers running on HANA, or even, early deploys of S/4HANA, because S/4HANA is already, 6 years old. But this really targets everyone, and we are allowing for the first time to migrate their existing systems into the cloud, bringing all of their modifications, bringing all of their extensions, everything that is making them unique and making them differentiate from the competition, and to bringing that into the cloud. And this is an absolute first, and doing this in a commercial model that also helps them get more value out of their OpEx. So, many customers have, are dealing and are analyzing their cash flow, and this is really a way of how to transform their OpEx with SAP that they have right now with support contracts into a full-blown subscription model. This is not something that SAP is unique in. This has been done by Adobe and many other software players in the past, but this shows just what fundamental shift this is for SAP, and this really shows that it's an answer, and it's really taking every customer we have here in Poland by the hand and showing them how they can get into the cloud with the help of SAP, but also with the help of the SAP partner ecosystem. And we've got 200 partners here, and they are all specialized in dealing with these kind of scenarios. So I'm quite passionate. I think it's a bright future for our customers ahead.
Sounds like the revolution. It's what happened last year in SAP. Thomas,
it is actually a revolution, and it's something very special that is going on right now. If you look back, Christian Klein, our CEO, did an announcement in October, which caused quite some, I would say, market reaction. But the message was clear. SAP is accelerating the growth into the cloud. Our ambition is by 2025 to grow to 22 billion euros in revenue in the cloud. And this really is one of the fundamental shifts we are doing, is where we say we are taking all of our existing customers and we are giving them a way to flexibly go to the cloud on the infrastructure of their choice, in order to better reap the benefits of all the opportunities we are seeing right now. So yes, this is a revolution. This is not only an evolution.
I hope you
maybe just Bartek, I would just maybe would like just to add one thing, which for me is super important, because for years, we're just telling our customers, not only we but also the market, what. We're talking about infrastructure as a service, software as a service. This was an answer for the question what. But customers more and more are just requiring from us the answer for the question how. And this program is actually addressing this. We are just taking every customer by the hand and say, hey, we know how to make your business intelligent enterprise business. And regardless you are small or big, you are complex or simple, you are existing customers or net new names, you want to go into the cloud, fast or maybe a bit slower. We have actually for everyone a right path, and we are doing it actually also utilizing our knowledge, our experience, our best practices we collected for years from different companies, and we would like right now actually just to give it back to the market. So I think this is also very much important aspect. This is not only just substance, but also the recipe how to use this substance.
Yes.
Okay. In the chat window, Ola Żarkowska, greetings, Ola. The marketing manager of SAP just managed to put it all together, like hashtag rise with SAP transformation as a service. So all the audience can now copy this and search in the internet and read about it. It's really fascinating. From the perspective of CIONET, we have the feeling, which is even made stronger by you, because you use the word intelligent. So when I hear intelligent, and when I read the books about even the politics, how the politics are using, or in China, for example, how they are using the data to make the intelligent governments or countries, do you agree that 2021 could be the data year, the year of data management to make companies more intelligent? You have a great insight into it, because
of course, SAP was always about the data, but we started many years ago from the aspect of the, let's say, collecting data, structuring the data. Right now it's a time for, let's say, consuming this data and taking decisions based on this data, and even more, let's say, to somehow adopt I would say automatically to the changing environment using the data company collected or is using. So this is idea of intelligent enterprise, like a intelligent person. The person who is intelligent is actually collecting some data for during the life cycle, and he is able just to utilize this data, consume this data in an appropriate way in the situation, even which didn't occur to him or her before. This kind of, let's say, wisdom, we would like just to have the same with the company who is actually adapting and reacting dynamically what's happening, let's say, around. And it seems, after last year experience, that this can be everything. We didn't expect pandemic. Probably something big may happen in the future. So it's worth to be, let's say, prepared for that. And that's why we are also encouraging customers just to go this way.
Yes, and part of the Rise with SAP offering, and I mentioned, the infrastructure part, I mentioned the application. It's also that we've included the business technology platform. And the business technology platform really is our layer our layer that packs all data management into one single semantic approach for the company. So they really have in one place everything they need in order to steer their company, in order to control their processes, in order to drive their innovation. So data really, we always say data is the new oil. And we found a way with the business technology platform as part of the RISE offering to have it as an integral element of the approach of the digital transformation. I totally agree.
Okay, I hope that you said this, because in IT we sometimes forget that IT stands for information technology. It's all about management of information, and exactly what Tomek said. It's with your customers sit on gigabytes, terabytes of information, but they have to make it available in the form of wisdom. So I believe that users of software like you are here to help, because that's your role.
Yeah, that's true. And, one of the things is also to, if you speak about data and turn that data into, consumable information to create knowledge, is to make it available, wherever this information is needed. So part of the Rise with SAP announcement was also a deeper partnership with Microsoft. And it was actually, both CEOs, our Christian Klein and Satya Nadella, both, talking about this new partnership. And it's really about collaboration. And I'm very passionate about this element of collaboration, because in essence, as I am working with Microsoft Teams, hours and hours every day, I see myself switching between, different windows, different applications. And what we've announced, SAP and Microsoft together, is to integrate the applications, the collaboration possibilities of Microsoft with the business applications of SAP. So, for example, when I'm talking to a customer, I can see, in Teams, I can see on the right side, the purchase history, the service history, the customer satisfaction index. And Bartek, this is data. This is data being able to be used and consumed in the areas and in the time when I need them the most. So, this has also been something that I think created a market buzz. The partnership we have with Microsoft going forward and taking it into collaboration in order to make our companies and the employees in our companies work more, frictionless and more seamless with each other. And quite frankly, our customers are demanding this from us anyway. So we are doing something that is good anyway, but it is also demanded by the marketplace.
Yeah, to be very honest, I'm so surprised, really surprised with this level of cooperation with Microsoft, Thomas, that I will be like your agent now. So I will take care of setting up the call on this platform between you and Mark Lofran from the general manager of Microsoft. I hope Mark will agree, and then we can talk for hours about your cooperation, because it's something unique. I will not go into it today, but I hope you will agree that if we have it will not be the battle, it will be a nice conversation between the two general managers of probably the biggest companies on the Polish market and global market.
I'm happy to do so. I have quite regular conversations with Mark, and I think that when big innovative players come together, they really can create something unique that is highly valuable for our customers. But because in the end, our success is defined by the success of our customers, and our customers come to us for innovations when they believe that we have the right knowledge, that we have the right skills, that we've got the ecosystem around us to make it actually possible. So yeah, absolutely. Bring it on.
Okay. So today, thanks to you, we improved our format of the Roadmap 2021, because the next steps will be as I said, discussions between the representatives of different companies. So from what I heard today, it will be the year of Rise with SAP, transformation as a service for your company. So good luck. Thanks for the last year, because I know from many customers, your customers, our members, that you were very helpful. You helped a lot in the reaction to pandemic. So thank you as well for the morning chat. It's 9 a.m. People have to run to work to read about Rise with SAP and to start using this.
Wonderful. Cheers. Thank you very much for having us today. And, do reach out to us if you see this, if you need more information on Rise with SAP. It's a big topic. It's a loud name. And there's a lot of benefit in there for everyone. So Bartek, thank you. And I wish everyone a wonderful day today, especially Christoph.
Thank you, Bartek. Thank you, everyone.